So I went to Venice and I had this dream of sitting on a gondola, riding over the Grand Canal, seeing the love of my life across the river, our eyes locking, and then eventually falling in love, getting married, and living in Venice for the rest of our entire lives. But for some reason that didn't happen. Okay, Venice is an amazing, beautiful city, and I actually fell in love with it. I fell in love with the old buildings, I loved the architecture, the history of it, but Venice had a couple of issues. The main one being, wheelchairs can't get around Venice.
So, as pretty as Venice is, and Venice is a beautiful city, it was everything I hoped it would be. I didn't realise that all the bridges to cross all the canals have stairs. I assumed they're like ramped bridges, but they're not. Oh look, there's a duck in the water. So we're trying to figure out a way around. We managed to, like, after 30 minutes of running around like absolute buffoons, we found one that crossed. So we crossed one river today. Van. They're like 25. So this should be a very long but interesting day. So we're still trying to find a way to get in and around the city. Like, it's just the bridge stairs to go over the canal that's actually making it quite difficult. But Mummy thinks he's found another way. I am just trying to stay positive about the whole thing. But we'll see, because we're here for 4 nights, so we'll waste. But yeah, keep your fingers crossed for me, guys.
So at this point, Mum and I were getting pretty annoyed, and we didn't know what to do and how to react, and whether we should just stay in the hotel for 4 nights and wait until we were going down to Rome. But then we discovered something amazing.
The water bus. The water bus.
The water bus. The water bus was a gift for me and everyone in a wheelchair for getting around Venice. Like, it actually is helpful because you can see everything going past. I mean, I wouldn't get off the water bus because you'll have the same problems with the bridges. But as long as you stay on it and just ride it up and down, you can see almost everything. You just won't be able to do anything. So in terms of actually getting around Venice and how accessible the city is, the island part, I'm gonna give it 1 star. Like, it's bad. It's bad. However, I should note that once you actually leave Venice Island and you're staying in the more residentially parts, like we were staying in Venice Mestra, the public transport is actually really good. First of all, it's free. Yep, it's 100% free for me and a carer. And it's fully accessible. Like, the trams are good, the buses are good. Like, it's just a shame that the touristy bit where they expect everyone to go is so inaccessible for wheelchair users. So the inaccessibility of the city kind of meant that I didn't do anything in Venice. Like, seriously. The only thing of note that I can say that I did was that we went to go see San Marco Basilica, which is like the massive church everyone goes to on that really nice island everyone runs to, which is really crowded. And actually gets flooded apparently. Like, people are walking on floodboards, which threw me, because I was like, how bad does it get that you need floodboards on this island? But besides that, didn't do nothing. I'm not gonna lie, fam. Nothing really happened there. I mean, we went to a nice restaurant, got a really good seafood pasta. I liked that. I discovered a really cool Italian Disney Channel show that I fell in love with. If anyone's ever in Italy, make sure you watch Fashion Friends, because that show is amazing. That sounds really sad. So, in terms of attractions and its ability to be good to wheelchair users, I mean, I can't judge because I didn't actually get to do anything, because I couldn't actually get to them. But that was more because of the way the island was structured rather than the, you know, attractions themselves. Let's give it 2 stars. I'll give it 1, but I'll give it an extra 1 for benefit of the doubt, because I don't know, since I couldn't actually get to them. If you've ever been to Venice, let me know. Are the attractions there accessible if you have some sort of mobility? Like, if you're not fully reliant on your wheelchair and you've got more mobility to walk up some steps, are they any good, or is it just like terrible all the way through? Comment down below and let me know. And I guess I should probably mention my accommodation as well since we're all here. So the hotel we stayed at was Hotel Residence Laguna in Mestre, Venice. Not to be confused with Laguna Palace, which is a lot nicer than the hotel I stayed in. I mean, it was an alright hotel, except for the fact that it's really loud because the walls are really thin. You can hear everything, and I mean everything. Like, I swear at one point I could hear the couple next door arguing and then having sex. Like, I really don't want to hear your Mr. and Mrs. Smith love fetish. Like, I didn't need that on my holiday. It was unnecessary. But in terms of actually being good for a wheelchair user, the bathroom, alright. It was big enough to get my wheelchair in, which was good, and they didn't have an actual fixed chair on the wall, and I had to ask them for a plastic stool. The room itself is a bit tight, mainly because they tried to squeeze 3 beds into what should have just been a double room. So if you have a massive chair, this hotel will not be good for you because maneuvering is difficult. Like, it's difficult. So I could give this hotel 2 stars. I mean, if I was talking about comfort, I'll definitely give it 1 because mum and I didn't actually sleep since it was so noisy at night. But if we're going to base it on accessibility, then I'll say 2 because it actually wasn't too bad. It just wasn't great either. So overall, that means Venice gets 1 star overall. That's not good. That's pretty poor, Venice. I mean, I don't believe in saying you can never do something. But I will probably say, if you are heavily reliant on getting around in a wheelchair like I was, I wouldn't go to Venice. Purely because you would not get to do anything. And I think it's probably a bit of a waste of money. Like, Venice is probably the only city that I regret going to. Because I didn't really do much. Like, the highlight of my whole trip was eating seafood pasta. That was the highlight of my trip in Venice. So maybe don't do it. And if you do decide to go, then mate, I'm not gonna lie, good luck. I wish you the best. Que sera sera, arrivederci, donut the donut, picture with the good Lord. That's it for this one, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Until next time, bye bye.